Blessings and welcome. I am Tuesday May Thomas, and this is your weekly tarot energy forecast for December 10th through December 17th, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yes, of 2017. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am Tuesday May Thomas. Welcome to my channel, and thank you all of my new subscribers. I'm so very grateful for you to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share. Do join my mailing list at my website, tuesdaymaythomas.com. The link is in the description box below, and you will receive my free mini ebook, The Higher Self Blueprint of Mastery, as well as receiving 1 or 2 love letters from me every month, letting you know about my new releases, my blogs, and teachings. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a deep breath in and out. Oh my goodness. We just had a whole bunch of poppers. Okay, we have 5 poppers. We're going to use them. We're going to use them. And I'm going to go back in and we're going to shuffle and we're going to see if there's 1 or 2 more that will help to illumine our reading. And while we're at it, we're going to call in our angels, our guides, our divine, blessed, light beings that love us, all those angels, those guardian angels, those ascended masters that we call in. We thank you and we ask for your divine guidance on this reading to illumine the way, open our minds, our hearts, that we may all receive any one or several messages that help to illumine our path to the heart of ourselves, our path home. Okay, we just had mega bundles fall out here. So 1 on the floor and a handful here. So there's a handful here that fell out, and I'm guided to mix them up, and I'm getting the number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Abundance. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay these out and see what we have. We have the Lovers, which is always fun. It's always fun and sassy to get the Lovers. It's exciting. But right next to it, we have schizophrenia, which we will break down, sorrow, consciousness, rebirth. That's a lot of mind stuff here. And then below it, oh, the totality. We had this last week. Totality, abundance, and healing. So right away, it looks to me that there's some mega juice going on in healing our mental strata. And I know for me, I've had a very interesting couple of weeks where I'll put a link right here of last week's tarot reading, and you know, everything that I was sort of giving little warning signals about is exactly what I was embodying. Way too much stress, way too much running around, way too much self-importance. And even with laying hands on Reiki daily and meditating daily and doing those rituals, still sometimes a spanner gets, stuck in the works, and we find ourselves becoming emotional or feeling out of balance and frustrated, which is where I was. And it almost looks like there's a continuation of this for all of us on the top level. So we do have an element of sorrow and of schizophrenia. And sorrow speaks to, there is something, some part of us that is needing a release. So perhaps it comes from you sitting in the hot tub. It takes a Epsom salt bath. Maybe it's you spending time alone in nature, or if you haven't been meditating, maybe it is that silent, peaceful space that you can create for yourself so that you can hit that 0 point of self. Come back home to your heart, and in that way have a little release that will bring you back closer into your truth. I know for me, all of my running around last week and the last couple of weeks really got me frustrated, yet it served me, because as I came back into, why is this frustrating me? What's this all going on? I realized how to take the path back to my true self. I realized that all my frustration was coming from me not listening to a certain part of my heart, which then had a ripple effect and affected the way a lot of other things turned out for me. And it's all good, right? We can bless it all. Yet it was a little minor detour that did take me down this road of sorrow. There was a point where I actually cried. I just got so frustrated, and I journaled, releasing the feelings, and those emotions were allowed to give way to. And so where can you keep rerouting your inner GPS, your inner self, your higher self, to be aligned with that divine? Well, the higher self is always aligned with the divine GPS. But where can you, in the 3D, allow yourself to greater listen and take heed and follow and trust that divine guidance of your higher self. The more that we stay away from that divine guidance of higher self, the greater the sorrow. The greater the sorrow. And this card does depict us crying for ourselves. It's not crying about the woes of the world or about another, feeling sad for them, but it's about like, what's going on with you internally? And it's time to clear out. So if there have not been any tears, and this may not be for everyone, but perhaps it is. We're in a time of retrograde where we get to reflect and be more passive and review things, people, places, situations, things that we've been building. And what you might realize is that what you're building or a part of it is not actually what you want, or the way that you're doing it is not the way that you really are happy in doing. And so you get to reroute that. And that can be frustrating, and that can bring a few tears of sorrow. But it's gentle and it's easy, and it's just a little crack, a little release that gives us a sense of rebirth. But if we don't allow ourselves to have that release, we enter this realm of schizophrenia where there's just way too much thinking. There's way too much thinking and trying to figure things out from a mind level rather than from relaxing and allowing everything to be dissolved and resolved through us connecting back with source. Because ultimately what's waiting for us is this rebirth, which is so beautiful and so very powerful, where we go from being unconscious to conscious. We go from being that dull camel that just is in line with the status quo and does what everyone asks them to do and doesn't question anything. We go from that to finding the roar of our own truth in our hearts, into a land of innocence like the child, where we begin to understand that we can embody our truth and we don't have to fight for it. We can simply begin to embody it more and more and more, and so be that in the world with greater ease. And what is waiting for us is this new level of consciousness. It truly feels that we are reaching these new levels of awareness in this 3D world. There's so many of us that are on the same page, that are reading the same books, that are doing a lot of work. And the third eye here is stimulated, is activated in connecting us with cosmos, connecting us with that which is greater than us. And all of these cards on the top row have this little gray in the diamond, which depicts that they are cards of the mind. And as cards of the mind, they are like clouds that once we recognize them and create the correct conditions for them to be released, then they are. And we come back to the still point, the space of consciousness where we connect with the one mind, with the divine mind, right? The one mind that we are all a part of. And that's what we're invited to just keep rerouting back to that, and to allow ourselves to have those little moments of emotional release and fulfillment. It is very fulfilling in a way, especially if you feel that you have been holding back your feelings, or you've just been too busy. Like me, I was just too busy to even be in tune with them. And then when I finally did rest and journal, it was like, oh man, let me have this little cry over my drama and then get on with it. Get back into the meditating and reconnecting through that purification with the Most High. So we have this totality card, which I love. This is you fully participating. This is you being here. This is you being like, okay, I'm over the drama. I got through my little pitfall, and now I'm back. I'm back. I'm back in tune with my Buddha nature. I'm back in tune with my third eye vision. My light sight is primed and activated, and I see through the all-seeing eye within me. My pineal gland is activated. If you are interested in learning a deep, very powerful pineal gland meditation, I guess it is information. I'll put a link right here. It's really profound and powerful, and I feel very blessed that it came through for me and for all of us. So totality is you fully showing up, but it's also you participating, right, in allowing other people to help you, and it's considering how you can receive their help. Last week we had a card, friendliness, and again the link is in the will be in the little information details on the side here at the end of this. And that friendliness card really spoke to us connecting with and recognizing someone in our lives who really gets us, who really sees us, and feeling supported by them, and also being able to reciprocate that back, and how that changes things when we move from a space of not feeling supported to feeling totally seen and supported, how we then have this new fuel, this new fire to bring into our lives. And this red card, totality, is a card of fire. And it's not just you, right? It's you receiving assistance and help from others around you, and it's others around you fully participating. If one of these people doing this acrobatic act is not fully in tune and paying attention to the other, it's not going to flow, it's not going to work. So this is about you, and possibly beyond that one other significant person who really sees you is a third person. And we're going to look at the number 5 here today in the totality card, and the importance of speaking your truth, the importance of speaking your conscious word of your vision of self and of others into your life, and how when we do that over and over and over again, we cannot help but draw those individuals, people, places, and things of that like essence, of that like energy to us, to meet us. And all that is synchronicity. That's flow. That's living in the now. And it starts with you, right? It starts with me totally participating in speaking our truth, and that calibrates everything around us to show up where the door is open for you, to show up so that someone reaches out their hand to you at that specific time and place. Someone introduces you to that divine someone. There's a divine appointment that gets set up. But through you honoring your truth and speaking your word and your highest love and light first. This is really exciting. So the lower 3, besides the totality, we have the lovers, right, as we saw earlier. And the lovers speaks to, well, obviously, a lover. And this could be just some fun that you might be out and about and meeting someone, and meeting someone new. Though there is a healing. The healing card is right next to this lover's card. And the lover's card, this is the major arcana card in this whole reading so far. This is the only major arcana, so this is a big thing that's up. The lovers speaks to you meeting someone who is fully your equal, who is fully capable, almost like the friendliness card last week. And I wonder if the friendliness, we'll see, maybe we'll pull another one and we'll see if that card pops up, and that might have something to do with this, where that friend that we encountered or we came across or we became even closer with last week turns into that lover, where that initial connection, that initial calibration of catalyst of you two meeting each other can spark into something more romantic. It also speaks to if you are not in a relationship right now, but there's someone that you flirt with, someone that you spend time thinking of in a way, but you're not serious, or you don't have all your hopes and dreams sort of pegged on it, but you do think about them sometimes. Well, this card is saying that they think about you too. They are thinking about you too. And from all thought, everything is born. So this card is saying to us to be playful, because even when we're playful with our flirting and with our just being open and receptive, right, there's a healing that's taking place. There's a healing. For a lot of people, it's hard to just be playful and to flirt in a harmless way, appropriately in a harmless way, especially where there's chemistry between two people, to be able to just have that conversation without any attachment. And to be able to do that creates a healing, because we recognize that we can be present, we can be honest, we can be ourselves, and we can listen to our heart and still be playful without having to put all our happiness on whether this person reacts or responds or texts back or anything. But it points to us learning and understanding and embodying greater trust, greater playfulness. Playfulness is a big one in a lover relationship, right? And on another level, if you are already in a significant bond with your lover, with your husband, your wife, your partner, this is saying that like the rose petals that continue to open, there's new layers of your relationship that are getting ready to blossom and to bloom for you and for them. It's not just one-sided, it's equal. There's a rebalancing of the scales for each of you in this new realm of relationship, in this new realm of love. And what I'm getting is, if you are in a significant bond, that this is happening through the access of self-love first within you individually. Your ability to love yourself individually even more gives rise to this deeper, like, seeing one another in in a more intimate way. Even if you've been together for 10 or 20 years, there's deeper and deeper layers, and that's what the card wants to show us. So have fun, reach out, flirt, be detached, allow yourself to have fun this week in being playful with your potential romantic others or the others that you are with. Recognize that there are deeper layers happening, and even if it's just a flirt, even if you're just having fun, there's actually a healing going on for both of you. A healing of the mind, a healing of that second chakra, and a healing of the heart, right? To be able to be playful in love, to be playful with a lover is such a gift. You know, relationships can get so heavy. When you're in them, they take up all your time. I mean, that's just it. Especially like if you're married, you're in a bond, you live with someone, it's like, okay, that's it. Just like every day of your life, there's that person there. And that's a part of every day that you get to live with them. Depending on what your commitment is in a romantic relationship or in just a flirt, right? And just your level of awareness with a flirt, there's always a healing that can be taking place. And we are reminded this week to come back to a sense of playfulness where we are not taking the whole relationship so serious. We're not taking, even if you do feel like you are two star-crossed lovers and you are destined to be together, sure, great, fine. And there's a lighter level of playfulness this week, which is healing. Healing doesn't always have to be like dun 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 and like, you know, lighting major candles and burning major sage, although I love all that stuff. But it doesn't have to be that. It can be this light, gentle tickle of remembering our innocence, right? And remembering our innocence is a part of this card earlier, rebirth, where we let go of those heavy things. Relationships can get so heavy and they can make us feel sorrow and make us feel like, oh God, you know, this sucks, and make us go crazy and double think ourselves. But when we give ourselves time to unplug, to step away, and maybe if you always hike with your lover or your husband, your wife, you know, take a hike on your own, get some perspective, and maybe even shed a few tears so that you can have a clearing and come back to your truth, come back to your whole pure conscious self. Okay? This leads to your totality. And when you participate, you know, when you fully participate, when you fully flirt, when you fully look at your lover in the eyes and you say, I love you, you know, and really mean it from your heart, that's like, that sends wheels turning, right? And those wheels turning create a healing. In the second chakra, our root of creativity, manifestation, and our sexual energy. And a lot of emotion is kept in that second chakra. And through the head, the mind space, of course, and seeing clearly. In releasing any old painful issues we've had with lovers or loved ones from the past. That's coming up now. So if you've had issues in the past where you feel that you've been betrayed, you've been hurt, you've had pain from an ex, and you're still projecting that onto your current flirt, your current lover, your current, you know, partner, it's time this week for that healing to happen. It's time for you to lighten up and be aware of what you're holding them to. Be aware of what you might be projecting onto them, because it's not them, right? And as long as we project those things onto them, they cannot show up in ways that they're truly here to gift us, right? Their truth, not how we think we see them. And it's a bit of a riddle, and it takes a little work, but if you just ask for that and you are aware of that, if it resonates, it will come to you. Abundance. This is so very powerful. This is us. We do it. We made it. We are fully in our power, fully yin yang balanced, masculine feminine balanced. We are coming into some definite successes, some definite divine alignments, and I am guided to pull some more cards, or maybe one more card. So angels, divine guidance, illumine us with regard to this abundance card. In what ways can we understand this message greater? Okay, we had a few fall out. Let's keep going. We thank you, our angels, our divine guides, for your illumination, your divine gifts. Okay, here we go. So let's see. Yeah, okay. So your gifts, your abundance, come from, and the two more major arcana cards fell out, come from you releasing conditioning of the past. So again, whether that is that you are projecting something onto your current lover, partner, and releasing those old stories so that you can be free and come back to innocence. This is very important because in those couple that fell out, we did get the fighting card. And the fighting card speaks to, again, the mind sphere of just being so in the mind and so in the thoughts and thinking and creating fights towards ourselves and towards others out in the world. And the universe is saying, like, this is your truth. This is your truth. Three, totality, freedom, sovereignty, healing, blessings, unity. That's your truth. That's your abundance. It's you remembering who you are at your essence and allowing yourself to be innocent, allowing yourself to follow that tingle that you feel, allowing yourself to flirt with that romantic flirt, or to just flirt with life, to not take things so seriously. That's what I'm getting that this week is about, is don't take yourself so seriously. Don't take life so seriously. And even though I know you might live with them, you might be married to them, but don't take your partner so seriously. Take yourself seriously in what your higher self or what your inner feelings are showing you, so that they can clear, come back to zero, release any urges to fight or to drive yourself crazy and become schizophrenic, your mind here, there, and everywhere, and come back to releasing those old stories that your family told you, that society told you, of how marriage works, how life works, and be your own best lover. This is all about you allowing greater abundance in your life. Get down to the brass tacks of what your truth is. As you begin to know what your truth is, you can reroute the decisions and the choices you make in any given day, that you better align yourself in attunement with that which you seek, in attunement with that which you know is your truth. Are you creating affirmations or intentions that sure are a part of that peripheral truth, but maybe are way out through time and space, that are way out on the outer layers of the onion, right, if you will? What's in the heart of your inner rosebud? What's the truth? And how can you rescale your affirmations, your intentions, to just bring it right home? I am. How can you I am? Last night I sat with a glass of wine and I wrote a whole page of I ams. Besides I am that I am. I am is said to be God's name. It is that which gives life force to words. The I am is what gives life force to your word. When we use I am, we place ourselves in the present moment, all of ourselves, through all time and space and all dimensions. So when we use I am in an affirmation, in a statement out loud, we are collapsing time and we are bringing all of ourselves into the present moment, into that knowing. And what I recognized is that I had been writing affirmations or intentions that are beautiful and that are true in my heart, yet they were so about stuff for the future, that sure, time can collapse like that and I can be with those situations, yet there's immediate things right now that I know bring me joy. And so how can I formulate my words? How can you formulate your words to come into greater now moment realization and embody that right now? Embody that abundance that is truly yours right now. Because it's here for you. And only when we do that in that way do we get to know who we truly are. The lesson always, the only lesson, is know thyself. And as you know yourself, that is the greatest abundance of all. As you allow yourself through your conscious journaling, meditating, going deeper into how can I clarify what it is I'm seeking to bring to earth? How can I further clarify my vision, my word, so that the choices, the decisions I make in my everyday life align me with those divine synchronicities, with those divine other beings that are here to see me, to serve me, and that I may also be of service. Very powerful. So remember to flirt, to have fun. Don't take these dynamics too seriously of your story in relationships, intimate romantic relationships. Allow your healing to happen this week. Let any last little residual tears, if there are any, if you're feeling like you've just been bumped down by this retrograde or that last moon, let them out. Let yourself be clear, be freed, and be blessed, because you are that. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Again, I'm Tuesday May Thomas. All of my links are down in the description box below. If you're not a subscriber and you like this video, hit the red subscribe button. And then after that, hit the bell next to it and you will be informed when I upload more videos. I do have a live stream every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's called 4D Trinity. We bridge fourth dimensional consciousness through the unity of mind, body, and spirit. I have an infinite amount of metaphysical topics that I speak on every week. There is a playlist if you want to check out this recent one from last week. Join my mailing list. Hit me up at my website. I would be so grateful. I thank you and I bless you. Namaste.